The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty.
Justice has officially been served, and the WNBA All-Star Game just got a whole lot more interesting. Caitlin Clark is no longer just the face of the league. She's making moves like a true power player. While all eyes were on roster picks and team selections, Clark made a game-changing decision that no one saw coming. In a bold and unprecedented move, she opted to swap out head coach Cheryl Reeve, reshaping her all-star squad's leadership in a way that sent shockwaves through the league. And the way she did it? Calm, calculated, completely in control.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest all-star selections ever. She just picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them. She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her. Gabby Williams, she picked nobody that's tweeted a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
But make no mistake, this wasn't just a routine coaching change. This was Caitlin Clark sending a clear message. She's no longer letting anyone else dictate her path. After everything she experienced, from being left off the Olympic roster to enduring subtle jabs and criticism, Clark finally had the chance to take back control. Swapping out Cheryl Reeve wasn't just strategy, it was a statement. A moment where Clark made it clear she's done being underestimated and ready to lead on her own terms.
So this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading the coach.
Let's be honest, this move felt personal. Caitlin Clark knew exactly what she was doing when she looked across the screen at Nafisa Collier during that live ESPN broadcast and casually said, "I'm not sure if this is even allowed, but we already agreed. We're swapping coaches." That level of confidence? Unmatched. It wasn't just a strategic decision. It was Clark stepping into her power, unbothered and unapologetic. For her fans, it was the moment they'd been waiting for. Bold, decisive, and completely in control.
With you here, Caitlin, you said you might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello.
It's likely that Cheryl Reeve expected to coast through the All-Star game, assuming Caitlin Clark would simply go along with the assignment and stay quiet. But that's not how Clark operates. She doesn't overlook the past, especially when it involves someone who's been openly critical of her journey. Instead of brushing it aside, Clark made it clear she values leadership that builds, not one that tears down. And this move proved she's willing to take action to protect her vision and her team.
Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Nafisa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride, I can't do that. Fee, she probably called in the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her, I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're gonna be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please.
The tension between Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Reeve has been building for months, and this all-star moment finally brought it to a head. Fans still remember when Reeve posted subtle jabs like, 12 teams. On him, the W is more than one player. A message many saw as a thinly veiled critique of Clark's rising fame. Then came the Olympic roster decision, where Reeve, as head coach of Team USA, declined to comment on Clark's exclusion despite her historic rookie campaign. Whether it was on social media or in interviews, Reeve consistently downplayed Clark's achievements, often shifting the spotlight away from one of the league's biggest breakout stars. And now, Clark finally had a chance to respond. Not with words, but with a bold move that spoke volumes.
Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's talk about something true champions never forget: how they were treated on the way up. Caitlin Clark didn't overlook the passive comments, the dismissive interviews, or the subtle jabs. She took note of every single one, so when the moment came for her to make a decision, she didn't hold back. Instead of accepting Cheryl Reeve as her coach, Clark made a bold move, trading her for Sandy Brondello, the respected head coach of the New York Liberty, who just led her team to back-to-back WNBA Finals appearances. That wasn't just a swap, it was a statement. Brondello's response: pure class. When her teenage son texted her, "Mom, you got traded," she laughed and embraced the moment. That's the kind of energy Clark is looking for. A coach with championship experience, a winning mindset, and none of the off-court drama. It was a clear shift from criticism to collaboration, and a sign that Clark is focused on building something special.
Brondello's like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. So wait, Caitlin Clark had Chrissy Sides, who never let her. Okay, now she's got Stephanie White, who wants to do off ball. Oh, okay. And now Sadie Brondello's like, wait, oh, I could show Caitlin what she's been missing this whole entire. I can set up an offense like, oh, here comes recruitment year of 2028.
While Cheryl Reeve watched from the sidelines, Caitlin Clark took center stage, making a decision that sent a clear message to the entire league. The coach who once shaped the conversation around Clark's Olympic hopes now had to watch as Clark confidently reshaped her own future, all in real time and in front of a national audience. It wasn't just a surprise move, it was a calculated, strategic moment where Clark showed that she's no longer just the rising star. She's the one setting the tone. But the move didn't stop there. Clark didn't just make a coaching change, she put together one of the most powerful all-star rosters we've seen. Look at this lineup: Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Jackie Young, and more. This isn't just a collection of stars. It's a super team built for dominance. Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. And with this squad, she's aiming to make a statement that echoes well beyond the All-Star break.
Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two. We got AB at the 4 and Asia Wilson at the 5. Starters for starters, this should be a victory. I know it's the All-Star game, but
Caitlin Clark wasted no time showing exactly where her loyalty lies. With her very first pick, she selected Indiana Fever teammate Aaliyah Boston, making it clear that the bond they have built on the court matters just as much as the stats. And when it came time to choose reserves, Kelsey Mitchell was next, locking in that dynamic Fever backcourt for the All-Star spotlight. But this wasn't just a sentimental move. It was a smart, calculated strategy. Clark built a roster stacked with winners, players who know how to show up when it counts. A'ja Wilson brings championship experience and multiple MVP titles. Sabrina Ionescu offers elite shooting and undeniable clutch presence. Satu Sabali adds size, skill, and international versatility. This wasn't a random group of stars thrown together. It was a carefully crafted lineup with balance, chemistry, and competitive edge. The kind of team that's built to win, not just entertain. Each player fits a purpose, and together they form a unit designed to dominate.
Between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star. So that's the way it went down. Here are the teams. You can see Caitlin Clark celebrating what she was able to accomplish here. That's her squad. Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast team.
One of the most revealing moments in this entire situation, the reaction from the fans. As soon as Caitlin Clark made the surprise coach swap, her supporters lit up social media. Comments poured in, people cheering her for making the bold move, calling it exactly what it was. A statement. Messages like, "Caitlin just replaced Reeve, I'm here for it," and "So glad Cheryl's not coaching Clark," were everywhere. It was clear the fans understood the deeper meaning. This wasn't just about strategy. This was about Caitlin Clark taking back the narrative. While her followers celebrated, it's easy to imagine that Cheryl Reeve's camp was caught off guard. A respected veteran coach had just been swapped out by a second-year player who refused to stay silent. After months of subtle jabs and public doubt, Clark responded not with words, but with action, on one of the league's biggest stages. And the message couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark is no longer here to be underestimated. She's no longer tolerating the behind-the-scenes politics, the passive-aggressive commentary, or the dismissive tone that's followed her from college to the WNBA. This move wasn't just about who was coaching whom. It was a shift in power. Clark reminded the world that she's not just a young talent in the spotlight. She's a game changer with the confidence to make bold decisions. She's rewriting the rules and showing the league that she's more than ready to lead.
As Gangster Clark heard Cheryl Crusted Blueberry Muffin Ass Reed being salty in that press conference, throwing shade at the Fever and said, "Nope, get her punk ass up out of here. She ain't about to coach my team for the All-Star game," and that's why I call her Gangster Clark, because whatever Gangster Clark wants, Gangster Clark gets.
And here's where the twist gets even better. Cheryl Reeve may have entered this All-Star game expecting to benefit from Caitlin Clark's rising popularity, but instead of riding the wave, she found herself reassigned, sent to coach Nafisa Collier's team, while Clark took control of the situation and made a major upgrade. By bringing in Sandy Brondello, the coach behind the New York Liberty's back-to-back finals runs, Clark sent a message loud and clear. She's here to win, not play politics. This wasn't just a trade, it was a power move. Clark recognized that working with someone who didn't fully support her wasn't an option. She made a calculated decision, found a coach who believes in her game, and made it happen. That's the kind of leadership that defines champions. Brondello brings years of experience managing top-tier rosters and building systems that highlight individual talent while keeping the team locked in. She's the kind of coach who knows how to win, and more importantly, how to elevate stars like Clark on the biggest stage. This wasn't about drama, it was about vision. And Clark just proved she's not only ready for the spotlight, she's ready to lead it.
Bruh, tell me y'all just saw Caitlin Clark destroy Cheryl Reeves on national TV. I know y'all saw free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke. Bruh, Caitlin Clark want all the smoke. Caitlin Clark want all the smoke, bruh. Bruh, she just annihilated Cheryl Reeve on national television. I didn't see that coming. They asked Caitlin Clark, "Hey Caitlin, are there any player trades you like to make?" Nah, I'm kind of set with my team, but I would like to trade coaches.
On one side, there's Cheryl Reeve, a coach known for downplaying Caitlin Clark's influence and success throughout her rookie season. On the other, you've got Sandy Brondello, a seasoned leader who knows how to build winning teams around elite talent. And when you look at the roster Clark assembled for the All-Star game, it's nothing short of elite. At the point, Clark leads the charge with her signature court vision and command of the game. Sabrina Ionescu stretches the floor with elite shooting and high basketball IQ. Aja Wilson dominates the paint with her MVP pedigree. Satausa Bailey brings versatility and international experience. And anchoring the defense is Aaliyah Boston, whose rebounding and shot blocking ability gives the team a strong presence down low. But it doesn't stop there. The bench is just as dangerous. Kelsey Mitchell adds scoring firepower from deep, Gabby Williams brings relentless energy on defense, and Jackie Young provides leadership and playoff experience. This isn't just a talented all-star squad, this is a team built to dominate. From top to bottom, it's a complete unit with chemistry, experience, and a championship mindset. Clark didn't just build a team, she built a statement.
You look at it, I mean, Williams is really fast for a forward. Obviously, Kelsey's very fast. Citron's very fast. Jackie Young's one of my favorite players. Iriafin, a rookie, can get up and down the floor. Ionescu can help spread the floor along with Kelsey and Clark so they can really shoot. Caitlin made sure to get some size. She actually passed up on Paige Beckers to take Sabali, and she took Asia Wilson with her third pick. If Asia had fallen any further down the board.
What makes this entire moment so powerful is seeing Caitlin Clark take full control of her own narrative. For months, she's dealt with outside voices, from coaches to media to league officials, trying to shape her story instead of supporting her journey. From being left off the Olympic roster to facing questionable officiating and nonstop criticism, Clark has carried herself with composure and professionalism, but that doesn't mean she's going to tolerate being disrespected forever. This time, she drew the line. Instead of creating headlines or stirring up drama, Clark made a calm, calculated decision. She removed a voice from her all-star experience that she felt didn't support her growth as a player. No public feud, no back and forth, just a bold move that sent a very clear message. Cheryl Reeve likely didn't see it coming. She may have assumed Clark would go along with the original plan, possibly hoping the All-Star game would be a moment to smooth things over. But Clark made it clear. She's not here to settle old scores quietly. She's here to lead on her terms and surround herself with people who believe in her impact.
I don't know what's gotten into Caitlin Clark. You are leaning into this bad guy role. I love it. I don't know what's gotten into you, Caitlin Clark, but you've been on some I don't give a F lately. I love it. Oh my God, I cannot believe she just eviscerated and embarrassed Cheryl Reeve on national TV like that. They said, hey, would you like to make a player trade? It's better yet, I'll do you one better. Get this fucking coach up out of here. Hey, Caitlin Clark ain't playing.
The same coach who once tweeted that the league is more than just one player, all while Caitlin Clark was helping elevate the WNBA to record-breaking heights, just got a powerful reminder of how quickly things can shift. The player she once tried to downplay has now made one of the boldest moves in All-Star history, showing that influence in this league doesn't just belong to the coaches anymore. This wasn't just a trade. It was a clear statement about who Clark is and what she values: excellence, accountability, and a relentless pursuit of success. She's not here to play political games or keep up appearances with people who haven't had her back. Clark made a conscious decision to align herself with winners, those who understand what it takes to perform at the highest level. That's where Sandy Brondello comes in. A proven leader who's coached at the highest stages, Brondello knows how to handle star talent, build championship systems, and bring out the best in her players. By making this switch, Clark wasn't just reshuffling the coaching staff, she was setting a tone, choosing leadership over ego, chemistry over conflict. And most importantly, she chose a culture built on winning and respect.
WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina. So therefore, maybe Stewie wants to come on over to my team.
Whoa.
Let me know. Fee, you want to give me Stewie?
We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something that you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
I agree with Cheryl, I agree with the trade. I love Cheryl, she's my coach here. And you know what? That's just going to be worse for Team Clark because now we got more chemistry on our side. We got more synergy. We know what we expect from each other. So that was a bad move on your part, Caitlin. We're taking you down.
Get ready, because the WNBA All-Star Game on July 19th is shaping up to be unforgettable. Team Clark is stacked with elite talent, guided by a proven champion in Sandy Brondello, and driven by a rare mix of chemistry, purpose, and competitive fire. But they're not just chasing a win, they're making a statement. This team represents Caitlin Clark's vision for what winning basketball looks like. Smart, strategic, and built on respect and excellence. Across the court, Cheryl Reeve will be watching from the opposing sideline, and after months of dismissive remarks and tension, the tables have turned. The coach who once underestimated Clark's impact is now witnessing the full power of her leadership, up close. This wasn't just about swapping coaches, it was about taking ownership of the moment. Caitlin Clark didn't just play the game, she reshaped the conversation around it. With every decision, she's shown that she expects nothing less than greatness from herself and those around her. And she's no longer willing to entertain distractions, politics, or negativity. This all-star appearance is more than a celebration. It's the start of a new chapter. Clark has made it clear she's in control of her path, and the rest of the league is officially on notice.